guys? Welcome to the Perfect World Asia League Summer 2020 Asian Qualifiers. My name is Jaeger, joined by Karath, and this is the English commentary presented by CSGO to Asia. We have w2c versus Zigma for the first game that's going to be broadcasted today. Mongolia versus Thailand. It's a tale as old as time. This is, of course, a pretty big league, got a big prize pool, 100k USD. Only two teams get to qualify. That's the Chinese qualifiers and the Asian qualifiers. And so it's going to be a big deal for them. How are you doing, Kareth?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, that's all good. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, looking forward to a bit of Counter-Strike action, obviously, coming back to the Asian scene. Yeah, I mean, already we do know one of the representatives going forward to that PAL Summer 2020, which is going to be Invictus Gaming. I mean, looking just from the Chinese region and just overall looking as well, I would say, yeah, they were the strongest team by far. A couple of other notable representatives, but now we're going to be focusing a little bit more on the Asia side. And I have to say, we are missing some of the stronger teams inside Southeast Asia in terms of these qualifiers, which I think some of them already might have been picked up. I have to look at the full list of the ones that are qualified forward. But obviously, this is the best of the rest at the moment, and it's all going to come down to the best of three semi-finals as well as that best of three final at the end of the day.
Yeah, we expect to see a couple of different names at this point in the tournament, but well, these guys they've earned their way to their positions right now, and w2c obviously Mongolian team, and you said, well, we saw the map picks going through. It was a Nuke pick there from w2c, and Zigma chose Overpass. Mirage was the map left over, and you said to me off stream that Nuke is a favorite of the Mongolian scene.
Yeah, that's a very small trend that's actually starting to come forward now, which is quite surprising because it's like you look at, say, for example, some of the previous matches that you've seen, your teams like D13, your teams like Marsline, your teams like Tiger, which obviously did play that road to Rio, and what this event is going to be an extension of. They did heavily pick Nuke, and I think this is also just down to the fact that this is the map that they're just practicing a lot inside their own respective region. They can definitely take a lot of victories against their opponents as well when they're versing in the opponents they're versing in the SEA qualifiers. And, I mean, for Thailand, it's always going to be the case that they love their Overpass. It's not a map that we see too often these days come out. Even inside the Chinese region, for example, like, the team that plays Overpass the most, I would say, would be, like, your team like w2c Gaming. And that's pretty much it. So, and even in the SEA region, I hesitate to think about a lot of other teams that actually pick Overpass as their strong map. So yeah, it very much to me is like a very region-specific map pick. They're picking the strong maps, really, and then Mirage to end it off with, it's the Asian special, right? Yeah. Like, if this was a different region, maybe Inferno will be left over, which is a little bit more strategic, but in this context, it's going to be Mirage.
Are there any players in these teams that you're looking forward to seeing play? Hastika seems to have some pretty good stats. He boasted a 1.3 2.0 rating, which, I mean, basically, you can't really tell compared to Zigma. I think Zigma play a lot more games than w2c play, and against high-level teams. So, obviously, there's a bit of, like, information-wise, it's not too representative of the final result, but I would like to see him pop off. And for the side of Zigma, it's reality that I want to see do some sick plays with. PP Overdose as well. I've seen him pull out some nutty shots. So anyone you're looking forward to seeing playing?
I think this is going to be a very interesting matchup, considering like w2 champions or w2c in this case. They're like the only name that I really would know there is Mara. I feel like I have seen like some of the other guys float around, like Hastika. I feel like I have seen somewhere in a match elsewhere, but it's so hard because like you look at a lot of these guys like playing inside the Mongolian region. They're like the 4th or 5th best Mongolian team, like realistically. And Mara obviously has played it near the top in terms of some of these stronger teams. Yeah, he's like really the only name that I know. What I can say though here is like the way that they took was not the easiest, like in terms of like taking down asking questions. So obviously asking questions has some of like the older players from that Boot Dreamscape lineup like Moxie and Tommy. So it's like not the easiest victory to be taken. So it's it's an indication they're good enough obviously to take 2 best of 1s to get here. But a best of 3 against a tried and tested team on Zigma, which is like this always goes back to Pili talking a couple of times, right? Pili loves his Thai Counter-Strike. I also enjoy it as well. I would say that the 3rd best Thai team could potentially push in the 2nd or even best Thai team depending on how Lucid Dream goes in the next couple of months. Really strong players that have played at the top level as well. This is heavily stacked, especially in the best of 3 towards Zigma. So I know you asked me like which players I'm really looking forward to. Like, it's a hard question to answer because, as you said, we haven't seen too much from w2 champions, and from Zigma, you kind of know what you're going to get at this stage.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And I mean, yeah, w2c, as you say, they've got a lot to prove here, because if they were to somehow take this series away, I'm not going to say that it's a sure shot for Zigma just yet. If w2c took a map or the full series away from Zigma, I feel like that would be a big proving point for them, and that could be a big help for them in their own local scene as well, and to show the other teams in Mongolia what they've got as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, look, once again, I think I do have to frame this matchup as pretty much it is a very, very stacked matchup.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's one side. Pretty
I
one-sided.
I swear I've seen the name Prison before somewhere, but like like I'm just taking a look quickly through like the stats at the moment as well. It was going, as you're saying, you can't really use everything to go off stats wise, but it's never good when 4 of your players are all underneath 1, and then Hastika's like the only one that's sitting like there as a positive rating. That's probably farming against like some, I don't know, some poorer teams, etc., etc. Whereas Zigma, like, once again, third best team in Thailand, pushing into second, a lot of notable names in there. In a best of 3 series, this is where they can cause the upset.
And yeah, Zigma, they've won. It's not like they haven't won a number of very good games against some very strong teams as well. It's like, because it's all online, we don't know exactly how strong they are on in that LAN kind of capacity. But when you see them playing online, they get a lot of wins against a lot of the best teams. Bren have consistently lost against them. I've seen w2c lose against them a number of times. Maps taken off of Lucid Dream. I've not actually seen them take a map off of Tyloo or Vici as of this moment. But yeah, Zigma, yeah, it's a hard game for w2c.
I think it's like for Zigma, honestly, it's like, yeah, like you said, like WCC is that team that's struggling to qualify in terms of like not making it to semis or finals. Like this is probably like one of the first semis they can make it. Hey, they're in a really good chance of actually qualifying for something. But you look at Zigma, right? You look at the damage that they can do. Like we said, like they come very close to these 2 other Thai teams. So against Beyond and Lucid Dream, that domestic matchup, they're able to go quite like even past sometimes, like maybe taking a map sometimes on these series. They can also take maps off some of the Chinese teams as well. So Invictus, which is the team we were talking about earlier, they were actually able to take a 2-0 series as well as a 2-1 victory over BTRG in a different tournament. So look, that's 2 months ago, but that was still the same, very similar Zigma roster. That was a very similar Invictus roster, very similar BTRG roster. So look, strong team indeed. I think at the moment it's like, I feel like I'm just going to be reiterating the same statements again and again. Just waiting really for the players to get into the server and get going. They've only played 1 game today, which is like 1 map, so stamina, fatigue, all isn't going to be a factor here.
I'm waiting for the chat to say, Cass, to stop talking so we can start the game. Always the case, in it. What are your predictions for the? Do you think w2c can take Nuke away from Zigma at the very least? Like based on
I don't know, like
Zigma's track record.
they picked it, but the whole thing here is like, it just, I never like predicting series as well, because I can say that always, like say for example, a team is going to be stronger than the other one, and then all of a sudden, like, one team doesn't turn up at all into the server. They just completely whiff every single shot. One team comes like all guns blazing, and before you know it, that's the map that's done. So
That's fair enough.
it's so hard to tell sometimes, and that's why upsets can happen on online Counter-Strike, because it's so inconsistent. Like some guys that's feeling it online, he just wide swings you and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
That's like the Mongolian Classic, right? It's like you just get wide swung. But I feel like that's also a Thai Classic as well. They just wide swing you pretty much, and then they just sharp. They have like some strategies as well, and that's the game from there.
And I also have to say, Zigma have a very good mental game. Like when it comes to losing the first map, like every single time I've actually seen them lose a first map in a best of 3 series, they've always got the reverse sweep, and I feel like that speaks volumes of their have important experiences, as well as their the mental state when it comes to the games. They can strike back every single time, and like every single second game I see, it's always just a slap coming in from them. Even if they do lose that first map, as you say, you don't like to predict series. I do, just so I can look wrong later. I feel like w2c could take the first map. I'll just say it so there's some confidence in the chat. If there's some Mongolian fans out there who are a bit worried for them, there's always a chance. It's CS, it's online CS, and it's Asian CS, so consistency is not exactly the strong suit.
Yeah, and it always comes down to like which server that they're going to be playing on as well. I do believe it's going to be on the Hong Kong server, so it's kind of like a little bit more like even footing depending on what VPNs the Mongolian team's going to be using and depending on how the connection's going to go from Thailand to Hong Kong. I think Thailand to Hong Kong is about what, 40 ping? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I wouldn't know, but that's.
Okay,
I mean, that
fair enough,
sounds.
yeah.
That sounds. I mean, basically, when I play against Thai teams, it's normally around 38 ping around that level. So yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so it's like they'll probably have like 40 to 60 ping for like some of the Thai teams, which is kind of like in the zone where it's a comfortable peaking zone. Whereas like for the Mongolian team, if the VPNs are all working, they'll probably have the equivalent as well. This is why like, I wouldn't be surprised to see the T side actually being a lot more effective. It's so much harder to hold angles, and it actually encourages you to be more aggressive on that CT side as well if you're able to take favorable like aim deals at the beginning, as opposed to waiting. But hey, we have to obviously wait and see. As far as I know, this is the first time that both of these teams have matched up against each other as well. So
There's a chance there. There's a chance. And that aggressive CT side, I was thinking the exact same thing, because that slight peakers advantage you get from that ping difference, it can make all the difference in the world. If they've got some good lurkers or some players, I mean, if they're on their CT side, they're flashing for each other. They're getting map control instead of letting the T sides take and play passive. Yeah, I think there's well, actually, I'm not sure. Which team do you think is better in terms of CT side, or rather, what I say? Which team do you think would have the more aggressive CT side? Do you think that'd be Zigma? I feel like it would be.
I think it's like Zigma can probably, what they're going to do is test the waters. They're most likely going to be starting on the CT side. This is going to be w2c Champions map pick, obviously. So they're probably going to test the waters and see exactly what w2c Champions are going to be throwing at them. And I'd say after the 6th or 7th round, that's going to really shape up exactly how Zigma are going to respond. Because if you're, like with Nuke, for example, right, coming into the first map where, I don't know even when this is going to start. This is a classic of delays. Like you look at Nuke. It's all going to come down to how well that w2c Champions can actually take this outers control and secret control. And if they can't take that, Zigma are just going to stay very static, very default, and kind of just shelter down the A and the B bomb, like A bomb site, and hold ramp pretty much, and just rotate the AWP accordingly between heaven, between hell, between elbow. Whereas, like if w2c Champions is able to take like outers control successfully and secret, then that's going to be a different story, because then I feel like that's where Zigma are actually going to start pushing and probing more into the outers area to try to find the early engagements, more into the more into hut, for example, more into ramps to try to get some control, maybe even sneak that AWP into secrets as well. It honestly, like, it just comes down to sometimes with Nuke, it's a rock, paper, scissors matchup. If one team actually throws, like, a smoke outside or an execute, which the CT team knows how to counter, you can't do anything as a T side. Like, it's a struggle to get rounds, and you have to default back to an A side execute. You default back to a ramps take. If it's not working, you pretty much get blown out of the water from there.
Now,
I talk way too much with these analysis sections, but that's also like I just don't have anything to go off at the moment, because it's yeah.
That is helpful info. I'm searching for something else to talk about while waiting for the players to
yeah, because the problem is, like, you can always talk about the theory in terms of the matchup, right? We can talk about, oh, this is what we expect to see, but you just don't know until you actually get in, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing. I think someone wants to see more of your cat. Maybe that's actually better content than our actual, like, my analysis at the moment. So who knows?
Your analysis is teaching me volumes, so I appreciate you.
Thank you. No, it's like Nuke is just one of those things where it is so risky sometimes with a team that actually comes in, they pick it, and then they go, yeah, we can actually win against certain teams because we feel confident on our T side, we feel really confident on our CT side, but you verse a team stylistically that's just better than you in terms of what you're doing, and then you just go, okay, Nuke is not a good pick. And I have to wait to see exactly what w2c Champions is going to be throwing into the execute and the strat book before I can make a judgment on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like if w2c, they're going for those aggressive backstabs. Like, say they've got information there's players going outside, they try and take an opportunistic peek towards lobby, or someone starts to push down ramp, they start to get that map control back. It can fly in their direction very easily. For now, that's analysis, and he said a lot, considering we don't have a lot to talk about as of yet. So thank you very much for that. We're going to take a short break and wait for the players to jump into the server. I'm going to show you guys the score screen. So we'll be back in a second. So please hang around, stick around, wait for the game to pop up. Welcome back, guys. Perfect World Asia League Summer 2020. The Asian qualifiers. Finally, we're here on Nuke. Zigma versus w2c champions. It will be w2c champions starting on the T side. Zigma over on the CT side. And, well, the names aren't actually representative of who these players are. I have to take a guess at whom is whom. Just Cause is GP Pag. That's all I know. But it looks like outside control here for w2c champions.
Yeah, Rolex has actually managed to sneak down the secret quite nice and early on, which is a very strong position to be playing from. But, I mean, w2c champions, let's look at their utility, right? You've got a single smoke, your single flashbang. You've just dropped a smoke, which isn't going to cover anything. You've got a CT that's seen, pretty much your attacking forces in secret. It's going to be a ramp split, but with what control here? There's a crossfire that's already been set up from Zigma, because they have all this information already. Yeah, they've got a bit of lobby control, but Finally, at least they're able to take down some players. But out comes the lobby crunch at the same time as I would say that Secret's being attacked. And so far, w2 champions actually just take that A bomb site.
And that was, I mean, Zigma, they get aggressive there, and they're just missing shots. There's going to be, I'm not sure who Vu is. We'll be finding a kill there on Hastika, and XD tapping away, they'll be finding the final kill. I mean, I'm not sure. w2 champions, they use all the utility very early on. As you said, the smoke did nothing. They just pushed into the A site, and they find the kills onto the flankers, and Zigma missing a couple of early shots here. It's just the pistol round, though, so not too indicative of what we're going to see during the rest of the game.
I'm just taking a look through like that lineup because it changes so much with the information. So Lustrous is Lust most likely. Hastakar, we know who he is. Yami, alright. Isa, and I'm assuming that XD is just going to be Mara, which is pretty cool. Anti-Eco just comes out, which is...
Pretty much what you
it's a force buy. It is a force buy, to be fair, from Zigma, but there's just not enough damage being done so far. And I'd say as long as w2 champions is pretty cautious of taking this control room side, they should be pretty safe in taking this round. And there you have it. Lust and Mara is going to be cleaning things up.
That scout didn't even get a say. Is it down to 55? Not too much. He needs a... Oh, never mind. He does get the shot off. It's a 2 versus 2, but the HP is very low for the side of Zigma. Hastika is watching the flank at this point, and the bomb has been planted and it's ticking away. Lust is looking down towards the double doors. In comes the push. He can't even spot him because it's just the legs sticking out. And Zhao on 2 HP, just going to try and hold on to the MP9 the army's got left. It doesn't have... He's got a smoke to carry over. He can drop an he can drop the deagle over for one of his teammates, but another round there for w2 champions. Fast 2-0.
I was taking a look through like the HLTV logs at the same time because I'm just trying to match up names here. So by the looks of it, I think it's like Xiao is PP overdose. S, I don't know. Like it's just so confusing when like people are just tagged up differently like this. That's alright. Well, like Rolex is like the only one. It's like, yeah, excellent. We know who Rolex is. Everything else.
The other two players, Reality and Niffy, that's between Vumevoy and Cinderella. Vumevoy. Trying to learn French.
Oh well, it's alright. It's just going to be the eco once again, so maybe we can do some match the names and see how we can go from here.
Yeah.
Obviously there is at least a deagle, yeah. There is, I mean, an MP9 and deagle still in play with this understack, so as w2 champions actually orientating all their forces of outers, Secret's going to be under a bit of pressure right now.
I'm just writing down their names. Just trying to make sure. And as you said, w2 champions, they're consistently taking outside control. And so I think that's an important thing to pay attention to. Hastika takes down Typhoon. I like seeing the fast little flicks. They're giving you little bits of excitement there. Throws the bomb down to the side. I mean, it should be pretty straightforward. We got 3 players down in low, and Vu's pushing towards trophy room. And well,
oh, it looks like the name's fixed on the top right. So
yeah.
So Just Cause, like we can see, he's gone down just then, but obviously the HUD's not going to be really helping. But we know JV at least is Just Cause, so J for Just Cause.
That's not bad.
That's the easiest way for me to remember.
Yeah.
I think at this stage. But look, you know, bomb plant's gone down here. The Mac 10's looking to just get a little bit of cash at the stage. Ooh, okay, PP Overdose is able to just stay alive for a little bit. It's pretty solid. Either S or whatever you want to call it. And
Tofuku.
so Tofuku is Niffy, which means that Cinderella must be reality. No, but who's Tofuku? Yeah, this is just... Man, this is like matching up things at the moment. It just does not make any sense. My head's actually hurting already. It's like the gun round. This is probably like the more important round to be talking about and how Zigman's going to make these adaptations now, where they've noticed that w2 champions is doing a couple of things at outers. We've got utility to fight it off as well, but...
And there's still a Mac 10 for w2 champions to work with, so close fights should be expected to come in from Yami. And Rolex, he should be hearing all of this happening down in secret, so they've got a lot of information just from him being there. But they've already spread all around this B site, and it's going to be Vu. I think we said that was...
That's reality, yeah, with the
oh,
orb.
that's
So.
reality. Okay, there you go. So lost...
Well, the game's given up.
lost.
Like they know exactly where the T's are going to be, right? Because the player in warehouse heard everything there, which is going to be Rolex actually pushing him behind. So this is all just down to containment at the moment. w2 champions just need to chill out a little bit, have that numbers deficit, just need to fight back with a couple of players, and there you have it. Instantly, just a counter response with 3 kills, making it very difficult now for Zigma to actually make their way back onto any bomb site.
We're following on with Yami. It's going to be Tofuku. That was... Okay, was that Niffy, did you say?
I think that is Niffy. That's Cinderella / Tofuku. So, yeah, just like that. Once again, just individual aim deals at the moment for Zigma is what's causing them the victory at this moment.
Okay, I've got all the names now. You see Just Cause, good shot onto Lust. There's no time left, and, well, doesn't even matter if there's no time left. Sorry, the round was done. Zigma found the round there. Lost a couple of guns. The money's not really too worrying there. Xiao, he's got himself an XM. I love to see it. PP overdose. And w2 champions, that was a bonus round, so they've got AKs.
Yeah, I mean, that said, though, w2 champions don't have too much cash left over in some of these people, whereas for Zigma, similarly as well, you can see, like XM, you love to see it, especially for, I would say, that PP overdose. He can actually play that on the A bomb site quite effectively, or close ramps, depending which way you want to do with the XM. But the money is really problematic for the CTs. Dropping 3 guns like that, you have to really be thanking individuals taking that round. And now w2 champions can just slow things down and see exactly how they can test it out. They should know that CTs don't have much utility. If they go for a late round execute, this is going to be much better. So like you throw your mid smokes, or you throw your smokes to outers once again. Then you decide you still got lobby control. Take this ramps control, start probing over into the A bomb site and see what you can find.
So there's no one right now. Actually, never mind. I was about to say no one down in B. You don't normally see players holding from inside B, do you? Normally, it's only just a retake going down as soon as they hear the presence on their way. Yami making a bit of noise, taking a couple of taps. He's not going to be rewarded for it just yet. Zhao playing very close, and I hope this lands. He's going to find it. $900 easy, and he can take that for free. Just pick up the weapon, sorry. Missed. No, that's not a miss shot. Finds Mara. Down inside of the site, it's going to be Niffy finding one. He finds a double kill, and it's going to be down to Izza, and he falls down as well. Niffy with a triple kill in the round, and a second round for Zigma. That's actually not going to reset w2 champions too hard. They've got some money left over. It's up to 5k.
Yeah, but this is the part where you have to be really cautious. Mongolian teams love force buying here, so I hope they don't fall into the same trap they have, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I don't like to see that because... like, you see this every single time. It's like the Mongolian classic. They go, oh, we've got 5k on 2 people. Let's just buy AKs and Deagles and let's not worry about utility. And then they forget they're playing Nuke where you need utility to be taking these areas. Like, you can't just blind shoot against people. Once again, like, keeping 4 alive for Zigma, that's a big boost in the economy, in the arm for them. They're going to be very, very happy with that. If they can keep 4 alive in this round as well, we can start seeing things maybe shift back in the favor of Zigma, but it all comes back down to this opening deal, and Rolex should not be fighting that.
Oh, I see Typhoon in the kill feed. Some of these people have opposite names as well coming in. S as well. That's Zhao.
Mara couldn't sneak through, which is a bit problematic. So,
oof.
Yep, this is starting to go all a little bit wrong right now for w2 champions. Just a little bit isolated, taking these one-on-one aim deals because they don't have the utility to bust through, and you can see exactly why they shouldn't have forced up. And once again, you've got, I think, Lust just fighting in the middle of no man's land by himself. Can't be doing that. Not looking to do damage at the stage.
It's all individual fights here happening, and they don't have the weaponry. They don't have anything really to work with. Zigma have just evened out the odds, and w2 champions still have broken money. So at this point, you'd assume they're going to save. They're going to half buy, so at least that's a little bit better. I thought they should have done that in the last round.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should have done the previous round. Drop a couple of Deagles over, get some utility, maybe throw a test out onto the A-bomb site or try to test this Rams control. But now, like, even you look at this buy, right? Like, if they drop this one, the money isn't going to be absolutely great on some of these players as well. Like, you're getting 2.9k in the next round. Yeah, you can buy like an AK and armor, but how are you going to afford the entire set of utility? So, like, what's happened here? They come into this round buying like all this utility, and it's kind of like a half buy with some pistols. Yeah, like I said, it just doesn't make any sense sometimes. Pretend that they're pretending to go outers, but look at this. You can see Zigma. This is what I was talking about with the counter adaptations. They try to fight outers with a couple of flashbangs with presence. They notice no one's here. They're going to go back and reinforce the bomb site. So as w2 champions try to execute in the A bomb site again, guess what? Zigma's going to be set up for this.
They've got all this utility to work with and not the guns to work with. They're pushed in, and even though he's blind, Tofuku finding the kill onto Yami. He's actually found a double kill. He does finally go down, but it's just... I mean, they're just little consolation prizes. It's going to be 4-3 Zigma. Now their economy's starting to swell. Now they've got some money building up. w2 champions, they can buy into this round. And as you said, the economy is not going to be great for everybody. They've got nothing left if they lose this round yet again. They've got some utility. They've got 2 players that don't have, you know, mollies or nades. It's a bit better than I expected.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the problem. It's like, why would you decide to get armed, like in that round or the last 2 rounds, like why would you do this to your own economy? Like why would you do this to yourself to make it hard? Like you haven't really won a convincing gun round just yet. You can already see Rolex is looking to place pressure one more time. It's just down to the timing at this stage. How's the T going to be swinging around? I think there's one lurking outers just near the annex, which is going to be Hastakar.
Yeah, I don't...
And Zigma have just completely rotated off ramp, which is just so bizarre. Like, you've only got one player that's over here. Actually, out comes the 8 bus right now, because...
That worked out.
Yeah.
Good position there from Izza. Down goes Typhoon. So, well, he's following up. It's going to be another kill up on towards Heaven. Just cause he's going to find a little bit extra. I'm not sure if the 2 kills were worth it in the last round, but at least the AKs are making work here, and Yami finds the final kill. w2 champions will find a 4th there on their T side. But still, because of how Zigma's playing at this point, I feel like w2 champions need to be a bit more worried than they are.
Yeah, like Zigma are playing a lot more lax as opposed to w2 champions at the moment for sure. Like you even see that previous round, right? Like PP Overdose is actually pushing into Heart, gets killed. Like no reason why you should be making that push. You don't really, like you haven't really lost ramps control. You still have an AWP that can go to elbow. You got full outers control. You're pushing into the lobby. That's just greedy plays for sure, and it gets punished, which is good to see. No, Rolex doesn't get punished on the cross the secret though, and that's going to be very dangerous because I don't know if Hastika heard it or suspected it.
You see them both; they both rush outside trying to find those advantageous positions, and yeah, as you say, I think Rolex is going to find a couple of kills here if he's patient enough.
Like, look at Zigma; they don't even play anyone ramps. Like, what is this? Like.
One. That's the bomb down as well. It's the bomb entering into secret. Typhoon finds a double kill before he goes down. He's done his job. And that's also information given as well. That bomb's going down. Zhao already waiting.
Yeah, but, I mean, Zhao or PP Overdose here. It's like, he's just spotting at the moment because w2 champions has so much time that they can actually go back. And I don't know if PP Overdose saw that. Yami definitely did, though, which is a great shot from him. Now the 3-on-3 B site's a lot more open, and this is just down to what Hastik can do at the moment. You can see that he's going to be lurking up through Heaven. If he's able to get this pick on the A-bomb site, that's it. The round's won. w2 champions can go back up the vent, and that's it. Perfect. Great patience from w2 champions, waiting on that individual player to make the play. And this has to be a save from Zigma.
And actually the money is not great there from Zigma. They had to buy in that last round after the Winter Wage champion. So I think Rolex, he can buy for himself. JV and Vooz, perhaps. I don't think they can drop anything significant to their teammates. They are getting a couple of extra kills here, though, so that's also hurting the economy of Wage champions. Their money is actually quite low as well. But yeah, looking into this next round, Zigma, I think, would be on the back foot.
I think they should be justified in forcing up. They don't have the loss bonus anymore, I think. They've only lost the last 2, so maybe a little bit cash for Xiao as well as for PP Overdose, as well as I believe it is Niffy to play with. But you can get a couple of drops over. The double AWP's retained, so you're going to be very happy actually forcing up into this as a CT. But w2 champions, like I said, like really, really nicely played round. Even after losing the 2 early on, they just play patiently. They punish any mistakes from the CT side, and they roll forward from there. They've got 5 rounds on the T side. That's plenty enough. Like, that's the pass score that we talk about a lot of the time.
10-5.
Any more?
That's comeback territory on the CT side. Oh no, he gets aggressive. Actually finds the first kill before he goes down just cause. He pushes straight into Trophy. It was a ballsy move. Didn't expect them. As you said, they weren't putting players over towards ramp. So probably wasn't expecting them to be rushing that time round. And PP Overdose, he'll be doing some good damage. It's down to 7 HP. They got the Mac 10 to work with. He does find a double kill. That shouldn't have happened. PP Overdose. He's looking for a little bit more as well. Bomb is planted. And Yami looking to get aggressive. And he's going to get traded. So now he's left his teammate in a 1 versus 3. And
yep, and he's been pretty much compromised. Yep.
Position given, defuse, and, well, they've got money going into the next round, but Zigma... It wasn't even the saved weapons that really did much work there. It was that shotgun, it was that one AWP that did go towards Trophy, did find a kill. But yeah, love to see it. The XM, I can't believe it.
Oh no, like no one, like you shouldn't be allowed to go underneath and do that with the XM, but he just gets away with it. He gets $1,800 for his troubles. Gonna buy an M4. Should probably stick to the XM.
Yeah.
PP Overdose at this stage. I don't feel like he's gonna frag with the A4 as much, but w2 champions. Look, they get the bomb plant down. They had money as reserve. Like I said, another roll at the dice. Might be testing out ramp room a little bit more over here this time around. But that's not how you want to be testing it.
Ooh. And again, he wasn't discouraged by the fact that he got taken down there from a ramp rush. Wasn't expecting that to happen again. So it's paid off this time, going straight back towards it. And with champions, no one there able to trade. It's hard to trade onto Norper anyway, from that position at least. Ma'ara looking to take control, making his way towards Secret. Oh, he could find something here. And he's just giving away his position. There's 3 players waiting here to take him down. And he's going to go straight down. So
that forces the
push into
I was going to quickly say forces the rotation, but I mean PP Overdose once again. He's been caught out in the wrong position so many times. He's actually gifting a few rounds over here to w2 champion and gifting a lot of map control. Once again, just individual fights from Zigma. They're very confident at this stage, but it might cost them.
Oh, Yami, what a spray transfer. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's the bomb plant, and that's a 2 versus 1, and not defending the bomb plant. And this turns to 1v1, but it's Rolex versus Hastica, and Hastica proven himself, at least on HLTV. So, let's see what he can do. He's got 9 HP. Rolex has a flash and a Molotov. That's a lot better to work with on that A site. And he's making his way over towards Heaven.
Yeah, Rolex has already read this. That's the problem. So for Hastica, he's going to try and transition, try to cut off any possible angles. So he's like going to hold close secret. It's an open plant for Annex, I would say. It's a very, very open plant. This is all down to timing right now. Hastica, can he peek out the right time and find the pick?
Oh, I mean, he's checked everything. He should know at this point. He's over towards Mini. That molly goes down. Oh, he pushes before it can land, and that's a great shot there as well. And it's a clutch. So it's 6-5. You'd say 5 is the safe bar. Is the safety bar? Is that what you called it? And
pass score. So but safe.
Score,
yeah, safety.
Safety bar. Getting 6.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it is a safety bar in terms of, like, for the T side, when you transition over to the CT side, gives you a couple of rounds in case you lose the pistol, yada, yada, yada. So any more that you get from here as w2 champions, especially considering Zigma's economy is in the bin, is going to be really good. So all w2 champions need to do right now, consolidate this round, make sure they don't lose too many people, and go from there. Looks like they're going straight out to the A-bomb site.
We saw that crossfire. That crossfire was shown on the analyst portion, and it seemed to work out for them a couple of times in the past. Shots coming in. Actually, the USP. What? No. They shouldn't have found a double kill with these USPs. It is a cleanup now for w2 champions, but a couple of cheeky kills there. They can't have a proper buy going into this round.
This is like you buy a few pistols as Zigma and you concede the round. You cannot force buy on this one. If they do, it's like the same mistake that w2 champions made a couple of rounds ago, where they force bought a little bit too much. It's just the classic case of, okay, make sure that you just keep it nice and alive and healthy, but just get a little bit of weapons so you can do some damage as well. That's a perfect situation of that. You can see that already. A couple of CZs, a couple of P250s in play, but they have money for the next round in case they need it.
Rush out straight towards Trophy Room. Lust has found a refrag. Cinder, takes him a bit of time to find the kill, but he will find eventually. Oh my goodness, these pistols are doing some work. They've got the bomb under their control as well. And they've got rifles picked up. There's armor
Classic
on
lobby crunch.
Just Cause. So
Yeah, that's the classic lobby crunch, which just worked out perfectly for Zigma, and the w2c champions just not set up to deal with it. And now it's just all down to individual players, how they're going to go here, how they're going to go and get these entries. That's the first one from Yami. Really good patience, is drawing out the attention away. It looks like they've done good enough work to recover the round, so there you have it.
looked a little bit dangerous. That was more than they had to lose there, but Zigma, I mean, that was good eco basically, and they should be fine going into this round. But w2c champions, they've won the first half.
I mean, safely so as well. Not only winning the first half, but they're in the position to actually just get 10 rounds right now, so... Yeah, we've got a pause. I don't know if it's attack or a time, or attack or a technical, but...
The smiley faces.
We have killed all the enemies. Excellent. We are smiling. We are happy.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's a call from Zigma. They haven't chosen to buy yet. Can't wait to see what they're going to buy. But yeah, as you said, w2c champions, if they beat down Zigma on this round, I think this should be technical, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's a tech issue, so it looks like round's been restored, so probably one of the players, something happened. That's okay.
5-10 possibility. I didn't see it coming. w2c champions surprising me pleasantly.
I think it's just like the basics they've done right, in all honesty. They haven't like impressed me by some sick strategies. They've just impressed me by just playing some good solid T-side Counter-Strike. And to be fair, they haven't really been tested by Zigma. Like Zigma in the CT side, they're playing very individual, like passive, like they're playing individual aim tool battles. They're like trying to get into positions where they're just playing their like C or B tier gameplay is what I'm calling it right now. Probably going to see a bit of an adaptation from Zigma now. A lot more patience coming out, crossfires being set up, and just being safe around the rotation as opposed to just confident pushing, because it's just not working for them at the moment. They've been punished. If they do it again, I'd say that's a little bit foolish.
Oh, spray into the smoke, and there will be a kill as a reward for it. Yami, he's going to be finding Just Cause, but that's just the only person that was watching down ramp. They have now found themselves inside of the B site. And he doesn't want to push towards the control room. Zhao, he's in a good position. That's an off angle. Nearly finds a double kill. Hastika will manage to shut him down, but Typhoon is there for the trade. Rolex. Again, he has done this over and over again. He just pushes through the double doors. He finds a kill, turns it into a 1 versus 3. It is planted here for lust. That's actually an interesting plant. The molly goes down onto it. So that does assist them a little bit as well.
Still in the position to win this, I think.
Oh,
but
it was a hold.
Typhoon, Rolex is covering it, so no chance at that stage. And that's what I mean. Like, Zigma make that adaptation. They, once again, not stacking ramps at all. Very confident under retaking this B bomb site. And they just go, yep, we're just going to set up a crossfire now towards that control room stairs, and you can see what happens. They just instantly win the round from there.
Didn't have Lost in position to defend from that double doors push either. I feel like the that plant could have been a bit more protected.
I think someone really does not like... I mean, like you're seeing this once again. It's just a lobby crunch coming out from Zigma. This is not how normally a CT side plays Nuke. This is just a classic of Zigma. They're starting to get a little bit bored. They're still very confident even though they're down in the round counts because they go, we're Zigma, this is w2c champions. And you can see, it's just confident gameplay at the moment. It's not the correct way of playing Nuke, but hey, if it wins them rounds, so be it.
I can't expect to see Zigma do well on their T side as well. Well, it's never nice to go down to a Galil. And he could get caught off guard there. You can see someone was pushing all the way up to the towards the roof. Zhao lit down to 44. There's still the chance. No, I don't think there is one anymore. Is has to pull off a 1 versus 4. He's found the first. 50 seconds remaining on the clock. I can't tell if he's got... Oh, yeah, he does have the bomb, yeah. So... I'm not sure if he's trying to fake sound cues there. You can see Cinderella's made his way down through the vents. He's waiting for this backstab to come in. And Voot spots him, takes him down. 7 to 8, as close a line you can find. And Zigma, well, they've got momentum on their side, if momentum is a thing. So T side. That looked like a very different round than what we saw from previously from Zigma. Suddenly they're hitting these shots through smokes, they're pushing. As you said, that lobby crunch, they do it again, and the player on top of Marshmallow wasn't even aware there was going to be a player pushing behind him.
Yeah, just outright aggression, because I think Zigma towards the end of that half just went, why are we losing? Let's just start winning instead. I know that sounds like a bit of a meme, but that's legitimately just like Zigma just go, far out, we shouldn't be losing so many rounds. So a chance for w2 champions gone missing, and you can see exactly why, because if your default's not set up in a way to punish this aggression from the CT side, you deserve to lose those rounds time and time again. You can't afford to allow CT's control like that without trading out. But onto the CT side now, which a lot of people say is theoretically the easier side. Let's see how the setup goes.
This champion's not as aggressive as Zigma were. It's a little bit more passive. He sees a number of players jumping through Squeaky. Xiao. He's going to be finding Izza, and Yami's still playing in the back of the site. Were they trying to go down towards the vents to B? I think they are. And you can see there's already a player making his way down towards Decon. Nade onto the side. They found the bomb.
Hastika just runs out of Mara clean. Like, what was that round? Like, one person makes his way underneath, and then he's starting to plant the bomb. The CT manages to make his way to Decon. The Ts can't catch up, and he just kills the bomb planter. Nice. Like, another, like, really interesting round where, like, the Ts just don't manage to make their way into vent. Like, all Zigma needed to do was just stay static on the pistol round, just get a couple of kills, and just wait for w2 champions just to, like, self-destruct. But they're too enthusiastic to push in. Don't get the trades across. Some great shots coming out from Mara in the pistol as well. And that's it. The round's done. So, they're actually on the full eco, going straight to the A-bomb side.
Oh, Yami. He's got an absolute barrel to shoot full of fish. And he's going to find, well, a double kill in that round. It was just a quick cleanup. It's basically what you expect. They did lose 2 guns in that round, though. And Zigma, they're buying AKs. They've used their economy well. That's the difference, isn't it? Way to champions. Force buying, using a lot of the utility. I mean, it is important to win that second round because you can hard reset the economy of the team that just won that pistol round. But Zigma, they play it smart. I feel like this is the better play. You've got the AKs coming out, got some utility to work with as well. It's not a lot of utility, but it is better than what we saw with the Tech 9s and the economy they had to work with on the side of way to champions. That's a good nade, though. Some damage done there onto Vumi Ball.
Yeah, already some good utility use early on from w2 champions just to do some chip damage, but Zigma's just decided to bypass secret completely. w2 champions, such an interesting crossfire. 2 down to the secret area. I don't agree with it. Not much that Zigma can really do to secret at this stage. You can see that they're angling more to the A-bomb site. They spotted out one on the lower floor, ready to flash the player into heaven. And I think this is going to be Lust. That's going to be, or Lustrous on the receiving end. That's at hell going to be hearing this.
They know where at least one of these players is inside of this A site. As that flash did come from side. Hut, he's just gone down. He was the only player inside here. So now it's a retake for way to champions. And retaking to the A site. Well, if you start off with that, it's not a bad start. Izza and Lust both finding kills each. Now posted up on top of Rafters. A double kill for there from Just Cause. And in a 1 versus 3. And he's very low on HP. I don't think he can find anything else here. So Zigma straight back into this game. Those AKs, they've done the job.
The eyes are just looking to save at the moment, but I don't even know if he's going to be allowed an opportunity. I think Rolex might be looking in the right direction soon. Nope. Okay, looks like he'll be able to get away. Look, M4's better than nothing. They should be able to get, I think, 2 more M4s in the next round, even with only 1,400. But they're going to be lacking on utility on the CT side, so this is all going to be down to how well w2 champions can set up their crossfire. Zigma there, they just take out its control. They slowly go into the A-bomb site, and this is what I mean. Like, I have to say both sides on the CT have been so gimmicky. Like, you don't see these crossfires here setting up. You're not seeing these defaults. You're not really seeing the trust in the teammates holding the bomb site. It's very much as gimmicky CD setups, like very niche crossfires that you're seeing that's being used. And as a result, it costs the CT rounds when... Like, why is Mario the only player on the A-bomb site at that moment in time? You can still hold even if you're losing Heaven control. So
do you know why he flashed from hut to Heaven? Was it just to hold them back for a while?
yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just like a case of, well, he's by himself. You try to flash to buy a bit more time, but the team isn't set up for it because you've stacked 2 and unders. And this is a very interesting and a different look as well in terms of the setup, which is, once again, it looks like it's working. A secret and warehouse hold, and it looks like the rifle's just tearing Zigma to shreds. So, like I said, once again, like such a gimmicky setup. Like you've got 1 in Heaven, you've got 1 in secret, 1 warehouse. What happens if they just bust down the A bomb site?
And I also don't believe that Hastica can use that position again, because they're going to be very aware of what just happened. 1 player sitting inside of Old Red, getting a triple. Rolex is now in a 1 versus 4. There has been some damage. That always spots the play over towards Squeaky, and he's aware that maybe a play up in Heaven. He finds the first kill. Damage has been done, though. Opportunity. More damage has been done. Rolex doesn't have the bomb with him. He's found another kill. This is a 2 versus 1. And I'm not sure why it was a 1-by-1 peak there coming in from Way to Champions, but they will take him down eventually. 11-8. And Zigma, the economy's busted at this point.
This is where for Zigma, I think it's like, what, 2-round loss bonus at the moment. Money is a little bit cooked because I think only a couple stayed alive towards the previous round. Yeah, armor pistols on the majority of the members. Got that loss bonus that you can try to work with. Try to go for something fast on that A-bomb site. Like, you shouldn't be relying on this outer take anymore, I think. Just way too champions play way too gimmicky over here. Should have identified that. Just target A.
Well, running through the fire.
Instead.
And flashed. And those are team flashes as well. I'm not sure. That's very unfortunate.
To be fair, sometimes like you throw a flashbang, even if as a T you just like you turn away from it, you catch the side of it, it will still be considered a team flash, which is once again really unfortunate. But like, it just feels like Zigma, like in these rounds where you can do a lot of work to try to see what the CTs are doing. You can try to do some like you can establish what's going on. Hasn't happened. It's just been a case of we're just going to run over here, we're going to run over there, not really using the information we've gathered. And as a result, it's starting to cost them these rounds. And I'm fairly confident in saying that if Way2 Champions get up to 14 here before that Zigma can get to 11, this should be their map victory in this best of 3 series. So, which is going to be very good for Way2 Champions.
Yeah, taking at least 1 map off of Zigma. Well, Zigma, I feel like if they want to get back into this game, it should be this round. I think that's an important one. They've used all of their money and, well, they've mustered up all the utility they can. And he still has that MP9. He was trying to pump that money in the last round. And this nade, it has what wonders in the last rounds. It's done a bit of damage again. Not as much as previously seen. Out in the open, Hastica whiffs these shots just cause. He takes them straight down. And so now they're 1 man down. JV, he gets let down to 3 HP. And well, great position. He's not even turning after. Oh, he whiffs the shot. How? Why? Mara and Izza both go down. It's a 2 versus 4. Yami tries to even out the odds. Typhoon finds a kill through the smoke. He's found a double. And it's done. Way2 Champions. They lost a purely outside fight. That was interesting.
Yep, and that's just down to really bad patience coming out from that player there. I can't remember who exactly the rifler was from Way2 Champions. They were sitting near Annex. I think it was Izza who was just...
He found
like,
1, and then the other 2 just...
No, here's a problem, right? Like, you notice, like, the target that he actually finds. He's not waiting to line up 2 or 3. He's not waiting to see exactly how many there are. He's got that crossfire support. He fires early. And as a result, like, firing early on a target like that from that position, it's never going to be favorable. I think this is, like, Way2 Champions maybe just trying to jump the gun a little bit here, trying to close out these rounds. Once again, another one-on-one duel. That's going to work pretty well for Way2 Champions. They're going to be able to secure secret control from now.
No, never mind. Lust is looking towards ramp, and slightly more passive from Way2 Champions at this point, as they do have Zigma. There's a player down as Fu. He's still down in secret. I think it might be waiting for a repeat to come in, but they've got 2 players outside of this A site, and they've got this 1 flash in the hands of JV. And that's a little bit better. Is finding the kill onto Tofuku. There still is player boost up on top of the huts. And I think the idea of hitting that A site occurred to way 2 champions. They put 2 players on the site this time. And now this is good. You can see Ma'ara is trying to push his way back up through Secret. Yami nearly whiffs the shots, but he does find the kill.
Yeah, this round's pretty much all over. I'd say this map's actually pretty much all over as well. I mean, from Zigma, it's just not looking very good on the attack. And I don't know if that's just down to not really having the strats, but they're just individually going out. There's no executes. There's no smokes really being utilized outside the basic secret ones. And you just can't win on the T side like that. Once again, don't know if this is a tech or attack pause. If it's a tech, I think it's just delaying the inevitable. If it's a tactical pause, I don't know how Zigma can make the changes. You should have made these changes 2 rounds ago. That's not how you do it.
I wonder if Zigma are going to do exactly what you said, just rush into that A site. Because I feel like they could easily overrun the 2 players that were playing there inside. I mean, you see that smoke came in through from Squeaky, and then the player peeks in through the top of Hut. And there was already a player that passed by, so I feel like he could have refragged that pretty quickly. And then there's a player in the back of the site. I'm not sure how they lost those aim duels.
And then Rollins gets knifed, and you can't call it. And look, according to the rulebook, you do that. It means that you can't really restart anything. So, once again, going to be testing out this ramps area. But Lust has been looking pretty decent so far in this area. Has a rotation that he can call as well. Finally, a positive start for Zigma, where they're able to get the first opening pick with the Deagle. Feels like it's been forever since I said Zigma actually has a positive start. They've gotten an injury.
Oh, Lust, he has 4 players waiting here. The spray down, he finds a double kill, but just cause it's going to shut him down, so the numbers are still even here. There's a player over towards Hell, but you can see there's no one making their way down, and he actually found an extra kill there, Tofuku, maybe hoping he could pick him off there with the pistol, but a kill does go their way. It is going to be reality onto Yami.
The bomb hasn't dropped down, though. It's like Just Cause is still stuck, and for some reason he's able to actually exit out through Squeaky. Like, way 2 champions don't know it's the unders bomb site. They think it's A.
Oh wow! The
now
bomb
they
plant
realize.
was in Chinese. that was. I've never heard that before. That was cool. So both players gonna be pushing in from the ramp side. Very close up. He's gonna be finding 1. He's gonna be finding 2. They stole that round away, Zigma.
100%. That's just way 2 champions. Just, I don't even know, man. Like, I don't even know where Isa went down. So that could have been a good shot, could have been a misplay. Look, we'll just call it a good shot from Zigma to obviously open up the accounts there. But just over-rotating there and just not understanding the passage of play. Not really, I guess, trading each other out effectively as well to the end. Not cost them that round. Gives... Not only just damages their economy as well, it's good to actually see that they decide to go with light pistols, but Zigma now with the chance of getting a couple of rounds themselves and building up some cash.
Well, P250 up close. He strafes all the way to the side, does manage to find a kill, but it's just clean up here from way 2 champions. Oh, Cinderella! He runs out of ammo, has to switch over to the Glock, but he will find the kill anyway. Look, there'll be a little bit something extra there for way 2 champions, but Zigma, they've closed it down to 2 rounds difference. And I keep going back to way 2 champions and Zigma, both teams, as you said, they're not really using a utility to find a lot of these kills. And even on that retake onto that into the B site from ramp in that last round, you didn't see a flash come out. I don't think they had any utility left to work with. Check your corners as well.
I mean, Megaton is one of those really hard corners to clear where you can't really... You've got to be worried about like 3 or 4 different angles, so it's like fair enough in that case. But I mean, this is a part where you say for either team it's a bit of a do-or-die situation. Zigma has at least cash to reinvest into, but for way 2 champions, buying down to the last, no kit to play with. And as well as a limited utility set means that the longer this round bleeds out for, if Zigma is able to get this map control, that's where it starts getting scarier for the CT side. Outer smoke's coming out. CT's set up very passively. This is what you expect a lot more this time around, except for maybe Lust. His position is actually a lot more aggressive, closer towards Trophy. but it looks like, or closer towards ramps, but it looks like he should fall out soon and just play the headshot angle. That's how Zigma pretend to go outers, but they're going A.
Oh, and Yami, he's still there waiting for them, but he's out in the open. Tofuku, he's going to find a double kill on that entry. There was a smart idea there from Zigma. That pushed a lot of players away from that A site. They had a player coming up from hell here. And, well, waiting for it. There's the headshot. And this game is getting a lot closer now. Hastika and Ma'ara on the retake, a 2 versus 3, and they got an AWP in their hands as well. What can Ma'ara do? He has to try and run back through Squeaky. Typhoon finds them both. Zigma are within 1 round touching distance now to way to champions, and they've reset them. This should be the draw.
I mean, it should be. I don't know how even we got here. It's like 3 rounds ago, I was going, yeah, way 2 champions looking pretty good. Like Zigma strategically wise, it's looking a little bit shot. But that single round where they're just able to get the Deagle entry and kind of make the Deagle work from that point onwards. Like I think Just Cause, or it was like Reality that got 2 at Megaton at the end. I think it was Reality. It just completely changes things. Way 2 champions economy is now broke. Zigma's building up cash on the T side, which is so dangerous. And it's going to require heroics coming out from some of these pistols to really make this work out.
On every single one of those retakes, I've always seen it be 1-by-1 peaks coming in. And every single one of them gets punished. It's 1 at a time. One person makes his way up into heaven, he gets taken down. One person makes his way through from Mini, gets taken down. One person goes up through vents, he gets taken down inside of Squeaky. It's strange. I feel like if they had pushed all 3 of them together, there was a much higher chance there. They had the weaponry and everything. Oh. Well, there's an extra AK there, but he might just lose it. Shots over towards heaven. Typhoon takes him down. And 13 to 13. 10k on Vo. He's just used a bunch of it, but yeah, as you said, big economy coming in now for Zigma. Way to champions. They can buy into this round. If they lose this, they're looking at Zigma on match point.
Yeah, almost, because by the time they can buy up again, it is going to be a case of match point. And I mean, look, they're in the position where they can definitely take this round. They can understand that Zigma are actually testing all this area, so you actually force to play default now from way 2 champions. So finally, you can't rely on a gimmicky setup. You have to rely on actually doing some good work on your CT plays. So you've got Hastika pushed up nice and close. They're looking to contest this, what they think Zigma are going to be contesting outers. It's all going to come down to this first shot. But if you lose the AWP like that, that's a great shot from Just Cause. Now, are they going to figure out that Hastika's close? Hastika pushes out at the right time, but he can only get 1.
I mean, they were set up there. Way to champions, they were absolutely set up there for just cleaning out all those outside players, and it just doesn't happen. And, well, Izza tries to strafe back out, trying to get the shot in the middle of a spray, and it manages to land on his head. That's unfortunate. Lust, he's going to find 1. JV's very low here, and Lust now starting to push his way in through Trophy. Yami, he's inside of Mini. They could set up something here. He's in a 1 versus 1 fight. The bomb has gone down, so now they know exactly where they're going to be going. 2 versus 2. And Wage Champions, they've got 1 smoke left to work with. There's 2 flashes left here for Zigma. Yami, he pushes in. He can see he doesn't find the bomb planter, but he finds both kills by himself nonetheless. 14 to 13.
And that's just down to, I don't even know, like, that was a perfect round for Zigma to kind of close out that map. And they just walk straight into a couple of M4s. They're not in the position to trade out. They go for this open plant, very greedy, don't drop utility. They're not covering off this Annex area. No trade potential, and the round just pretty much just dies out from there. You can see in this, that bomb carrier is out in the middle of Annex.
No one's covering.
No smoke's being deployed at Annex. Exactly, there's been no smoke at Annex. No one's covering it. And as soon as the bomb carrier is dropped, okay, excellent. We can call the rotation in. You can see Lust, he's pushing straight forward into the lobby to get that crunch working. And from that point onwards, it was pretty much all over. It had to be some phenomenal shots coming out from Zigma. Nevertheless, it is still a perilous situation actually for way 2 champions because their money is the problem right now.
Oh, God, that's right. Has to be an MP9 for Izza. And as you said, Zigma, they've got plenty of money to work with. Yami is up to 30 kills now, so individually, good for him.
Yeah, he's been looking very impressive on the rifle, being able to multi-frag, get the spray transfer as well. But for Zigma, I mean, All of them kind of just like doing their job, all just doing the work. And still, the scores are just tied apiece.
And this is Way to Champions map pick, and it's a very close game, so it's looking good for Zigma series-wise. Outside control again for Way to Champions. This time, it doesn't look like they're actually challenging it for the side of Way to Champions. Yami, he's sitting inside that smoke. He's actually pushing through it. That's a bit dangerous. No, never mind. Sorry, I was confused there. He's underneath the map. I thought he was pushing through the smoke.
Yeah, he's pushing over to Secret to try to get some information, but the deep wall of smoke's actually come down, and this is actually really, really smart from Zigma. This is going to eventuate an A-site crunch. They need to start going soon, though. They're starting to lose this out of control, and Hasek has actually picked off Vuz, so that's already, I think, reality going down there. The rest of the boys, they can't really make this A-site take work unless the shots work.
Fuku and JV, they're getting a couple of kills here. It's now starting to look a little bit more sketchy for Way 2 Champions. Rolex is watching the flank. Lust, he's even the odds. Has to get up to Squeaky Door. He's going to open it. He's going to find the bomb as well. And
oh my god.
He flies around the corner. Down goes Typhoon. The 130... Sorry, the 1.3 ADR there. I think 2.0 rating kind of shows itself every now and then, even against Zigma. And match point for Way to Champions.
This is a case of, like, they're trying to fight him, and he just peeks and he just deletes them. And he just goes, alright, you're just individually peeking me, I'll punish you. Only time that Hastaka actually starts losing these aim deals is pretty much when he drops he draws out a grenade instead of actually just fighting it with a weapon. Maybe you should just keep the rifle out next time. You don't need a utility, you never killed anyone. And here we are, map point for Way 2 Champion.
It's taken them a while to get there. And Lust, well, that's a good start. Especially if they want to close out this round now. Lust straight back down into the B site. All that early presence, they actually don't push towards ramp. So perhaps they can displace a couple of these players from Way 2 Champions. Still outside, they're still sitting in lobby.
Problem is Just Cause dies pretty much for no cause at that point in time. He pushes in so quickly. Okay, that's fine. But you can see the CTs have just dropped down. They're starting to retake ramps control now. As soon as they clear out ramps in any dirty corners, it's just down to, alright, how else can we take this territory?
Oof. He just sat there. He was just waiting. Lust, he wasn't there to get the refrag. That was a free kill. And I don't think... Oh, no. Suddenly it's back in their favor. Zigma... They've taken one up on them, and they've got the bomb still sitting outside. They can go down through Secret, but there will be a shot through the blue coming in from Mara. He may have saved this. 2 versus 3 now. PP Overdose still has to make his way over towards Secret, but he's actually left Heavy. He's made his way in towards Mini. Could he catch him in? No, it's going to be PP Overdose finding him instead. Iza going down to 2 versus 2. Cinderella has made his way into CT. 25 seconds left on the clock. That bomb is still outside. They can go towards A. Yami's down.
They're definitely going to go A. Yeah, they're definitely going to go A here. It's just down to how well they can identify it. They're just going to come in through Annex. And this is just down to Mara actually shutting down this player right now. But they kind of need to pick up the pace a little bit, and he needs to cover off Secret.
Oh, no. Out in the open, Yami. He's found the first. Could he do this? Out. He's done it. 16-13. Way 2 Champions have won the first map over Zigma. That looked way too close there. That could have definitely gone towards overtime, but, well, they managed it.
Yeah, I mean, far out. Like, that was just once again down to, like, Yami just getting a couple of, like, kills there. Look, a really shaky map, honestly, from both sides. I have to say, Way 2 Champions definitely deserved the victory there, though. I mean, they did the majority of the groundwork earlier on that T side, obviously getting the... Not the majority... Actually, they did get the majority of the rounds. They got the 8 rounds there. Definitely helped out in that case. Not 1-0 in the series, but in Overpass, they're going to be tested quite heavily, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like that Zigma, they're going to start to educate the side of w2c. I mean, because they did a really good job as well, to be fair, Zigma. We didn't see spectacular CS, a lot of really smart utility being used, flashing for each other. Like, I haven't seen... I don't know at any point in that game if I saw a flash come in, it being a perfect flash, a peek to come in from a teammate and to find that kill. I didn't see too many of those. Playing around smoke, so it's just a lot of raw battles, I feel like. And Zigma, I'm sure they know how to use their utility on Overpass. And it's a map they're definitely comfortable on. They've got a good win percentage on that specific map. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, I think for that one, it's like my overall summary of that is like w2 Champions played pretty well default-wise. They took the victory. They played pretty solidly. They had one player that was peaking. And Zigma kind of just played... I don't know how offensive I should go here, but Zigma did not play well. Like, they just did not. It's... And that's the problem, right? It's because if Zigma didn't even play well, like they were playing... Just, you look at your CT strats, what they were doing. They're like stacking, not really playing default. They were just using like nifty little crossfires. The rounds that they finally do crossfire, they win really convincingly. And they go, excellent, maybe this is what we need to do. Just play stock standard Counter-Strike. No, let's just run into them and just crunch them in their lobby. Let's just push in and die needlessly sometimes. Whatever, you get to 7 rounds on your CT side, but you can only get 6 on the T side. You're unable to trade out effectively. You're not really able to find the solution by the end of the day. Should have been 16-9 victory in my mind, or 16-10 victory for w2 Champions. They're going to go into Overpass. Some of the Mongolian teams know how to play Overpass. It's just going to come down to if Zigma show up in the next map or not, in my mind.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a much better Zigma play before. So, yeah, I feel like you need these players to really start to show up on the server. PP Overdose, I don't expect a lot more for him as well. He's not exactly the most flashy player, but sometimes he makes so many impact plays. I've seen a couple. I've got a big fat folder full of them. And so, yeah, I feel like they haven't come online just yet. You've seen some flashes of the potential there. There's some really bad whiff shots coming in from w2c we've seen here as well. I feel like in terms of aim, Zigma have been sharper in a number of occasions. And you see, except for Hastika. Hastika has been so consistent. You see him, as you said, the only time he gets really caught out is when he's got he's either getting crossfire, he's got a grenade in his hand. It's never in a fight where it's just, an aim duel 1 versus 1. And so, yeah, Zigma, I expect more for them on their map pick. But, I don't know, hopefully w2c don't let it be a stomp.
I hope not as well. I think, honestly, like, this series is just down to how well that... It's Zigma's series to lose. I think that's the easiest way to put it. Because w2 Champions, like, just looking at that, like I said, like, Hastika was playing solidly. Towards the end, Mara was able to get a couple of kills here or there. But, like, if Yami doesn't drop a 32 kill, where he's able to win so many of these influential clutches, where he's able to actually resolve so many of these perilous situations with one of his teammates, could be a completely different storyline. Could have given Zigma a lot more confidence as well, knowing that you're versing 5 people with one person that's not firing up. So...
And yeah, w2c, they've proven that they can take a map off some of the better teams in the Asian region. So that's a victory as well. Not just the map win, but also a win, I guess, in reputation for themselves and a confidence boost as well, I'm sure.
I think a huge confidence boost. Like, you're going to come into Overpass. If you don't know how to play Overpass, yeah, maybe that's not going to be the confidence boost. You're just going to have to tell yourselves, yep, let's shoot better on the CT side. Like, go up to 12-3 or like a 13-2 half. Like, really punish them. Really set up our crossfires. We can't really rely on gimmicks in Overpass as much on the buy rounds. But it does revolve around aggression in that toilets area, obviously, a lot of the time. Like, taking that forward aggression, getting your riflers moving up. Yeah, I have to see how it goes overall. When's Bren's esport game? I think that's the most common question at the moment. Where Bren? Where's my boy Papachulo? Bring him out.
Yeah. I'm a Wits fan. I mean, in terms of... Bren is one of the only teams I can really talk about. It's because I'm from the country. So, I'm not too confident in them as of late, considering their recent roster change. So... I feel like it does depend on Papi Chulo, and does depend on Pro as well. Pro, he's one of the oldest players in the Asian region. I think he's 31 now, but he really does perform. So I feel like it's also reliant on him. But
I guess anyone looking for an update, they just completely smashed Slick Devils like in Dust 2. So
good.
That's always good.
So yeah, like it's a good thing I'm not casting it because it'd be purely biased on my side, obviously. No,
we're gonna get biased later.
Don't
worry.
Yeah.
I think we always will have our favorite players. I mean, obviously we're going to be waiting for the next map to be starting between these guys, between both w2 Champions, the Mongolian team, as well as Zigma. But I think it's always good to be also looking at who they're going to be versing in the finals. There's only one qualification spot, and honestly, like even just speaking recently with because I was talking with Nomad recently actually about the Filipino scene a little bit in regards to Counter-Strike. I think this is actually going to be really good if Bren actually make their way through.
Yeah.
because that would be a huge shot in the arm for obviously the Filipino Counter-Strike scene. I think it's going to give them a little bit more hope. It's going to maybe encourage a little bit more domestic interest as well. So I don't think they're going to lose out either way if Bren are actually able to do well.
What I've seen from them before, like the only tournament they've actually won, like I don't think I can say the name, but they've only won one tournament, and it was, I think that was in Malaysia. But yeah, it was like their one showing. But right after that, they did the roster change, and there was a bit of a role clash for a little while. And there's a bit of a lack of confidence in their current entry, which is Derek. So I don't know if they've ironed that out within the last couple of weeks. I feel like that, yeah, as you said, I think there's the possibility.
I'll put it this way: he's like after Dust 2, after winning 16-5, Derek's on 27-7. So maybe he's found some confidence.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna take a short break before the next game, so do stick around. It's going to be Overpass, as we've said, w2c versus Zigma. Zigma hoping for a bit of revenge, w2c hoping for the 2-0. So we'll be right back. Stick around.